What's up, everybody? We're back. This is Occultists Anonymous. Thank you for joining us on Twitch and YouTube, podcast form, telepathically listening in, appreciating what we're doing. We are an RPG troupe, and we're having a good time, cracking jokes and telling stories. If you've been listening so far, we're in the midst of a chronicle in Numenera called Rising Helix, wherein I will insist potentially intrepid heroes or erstwhile anti-heroes are involved in some kind of weird plot we'll elaborate on, involving a dog, perhaps the stars, and I don't know, some person who might be benevolent patriarch, but the main character suspect is some kind of weird ninth world capitalist. But before we get into that, as always, I'd like to thank all of you who support us. Roll20, thank you very much. Our patrons, who diligently and so generously provide us with the means to continue this podcast on a regular basis, and also support tech issues, which, as you have observed, are plentiful and frequent.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. So, without further ado, I'm going to read off the names of all those generous patrons. They are Adele, Ethan Allison Matt, Al, Alexander Williams, Alsrit, Bernie, Buck Gregory, Chris Handforth, Doc, Emil, Father Fallacy, Exarch of Being Confidently Incorrect, Fuse82, George, James Winfield, John Fitzgerald, John Hall, Josh Drew, Camo, Cat Feathers, Klaus, Long Live the Queen, Melissa, Michael, Milo V3, Ms. Grumpy, Moku, Mozart D Minor, Other Guy, Perry, Foog, Porter, Puppeteer, Raffio, Ryan, Sean Kelleher, Sheksara, Cha-Cha Shism, Thomas Vogel, Toast, Vortex Falcon 00, Why Gender When You Can Serve the Iron Pyramid, Ye Old Florida Man, oh yeah, and Zoltan Kamini. Thank you again, everyone. So, would you all like to summarize where we were? Because I got some things to say.
Blayse was about to start punching some folks. Well, some things. Could be, as I said in our chat, sentient bacteria colonies or
That's right.
non-Newtonian fluid robots. Who knows? But they're in his way and they need to be punched.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in Akon's estate doing some research. Off the books research, out of books.
That's a great description.
And finding out some various levels of citable knowledge.
Yes, that's right.
About the Omphalos, about the Mirthless Mines, and something called the Mirrored Sepulchre.
Yes.
And then we found Blayse found a
weird bowl,
a big boy artifact of Numenera technology,
That's right.
of sort of a glass bowl that you can put stuff in and ask questions of the past.
Yes.
And from there we decided our best course of action to, under a newly discovered deadline of by moonrise, we have to get to the Omphalos if we want to sort of understand the conjunction and all that. We decided that our best course of action was to venture in through the Mirthless Mines down to the Mirror Sepulchre, where the mines have a sort of amplification of sound. We discovered that this Mirrored Sepulchre has an amplification of visual effects, meaning light. And
sound is deadened.
We left off, even in this deadened soundscape, facing off against two large constructs that seem to be generating incredibly large and violent amount of sound and vibration. And they named us intruders, I believe.
Trespassers.
Yeah. And we were getting ready to sort of, squat up, square up,
Yeah.
do the old shoot and loot.
Yep. That's the impression I got. Any other details before we jump right in? If there are things you all would like to declare about your characters before we roll initiative, you can go right ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, rolling initiative.
I mean, we
You would have time for is to activate something. Go ahead. Was that?
Oh, we have time to activate something before initiative?
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Excellent.
The constructs are standing at the threshold of the mirrored sepulcher, but they aren't engaging you. Blayse threatened them explicitly,
Right.
and the most forward one got into a defensive posture, but hasn't advanced. So it looks like they're not going to move past that threshold.
Dope. Do I have to make a roll to use energy protection?
Let me see.
It says levels of effort and things can be applied, but I don't know if I need to roll it, and if I do, I don't know what sort of
Gotcha.
level I'm supposed to roll against.
Let's see.
It's a tier 3 nano esoteric.
Is it an action or enabler?
It is an action to initiate.
Okay. Let's see. It's energy protection. So it takes you an action, but you have the action to do that now if you so choose.
Right.
Yeah. And there's no roll because unless anyone is trying to resist the
Cool.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a lot of points.
Yes, exactly. It'll be expensive. If you wanna
All right, so
share with others.
it costs 3 base.
Yep.
And then for every level of effort, I can do 2 additional people to protect.
Fantastic.
So with 2 levels of effort, with having my edge at 2, that means
3.
3, so 6 total.
That's right.
Okay.
And for 10 minutes. And what kind of energy? I know. I just want to.
Sonic.
I figured.
I would
that was
like
the
to be
case.
protected from blue hedgehogs, please.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Because that's
I figured it was
the jump
Sonic.
that I made, Chris.
I figured it was Sonic or Oral. I just wanted to give Chris an opportunity to declare it explicitly right, so I didn't make the mistake.
Yeah.
You know.
So we all have the next 10 minutes. 10 armor against Sonic.
I
Nice.
now
Right.
understand why it was so expensive.
Yeah. Well, it's 10 for 10 minutes or 1 for 28 hours. It was like, yeah, okay. If you just want it to be passive, you can just do this at the start of every day for not that much. But if
Right.
you want to
Yeah.
all right, hold up. We need to.
This guy has a big cannon. Hang on.
That's
Yeah,
protection
right.
from cannons.
That.
What was that, Ash?
Do I write that somewhere?
If you want, I can account for it.
There's
Okay.
on the
Subtract
top
from
left of
damage.
your equipment, there is an armor spot, technically, but in this case, because it's the 10
Yeah.
Only
buff.
for a specific thing, yeah.
If you all desire, I will take into account that you all have 10 Sonic armor for the duration of
Sounds like
the
the-
battle.
easiest way to do it.
Cool. I'll do that. 10 Sonic armor.
Look at all these cool things you guys have. I'm better at making things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I still have my telepathy up with
With the other 2.
Mhm.
Faye and Blayse
That's helpful. Cool. Yep.
because it was up for 28 hours.
Oh,
Great.
right.
Yes. And remember, the ground is squishy, but it does not impede your progress. It's probably a weird experience for some of you. I won't declare necessarily all of you. It's probably some of you, right? That
Fishy ground.
yes,
Yeah, and
it's squishy stone, but it doesn't. You don't twist your ankle or anything like that. It rebounds perfectly, and you have your posture, or you're stable. It compresses as you walk into it.
Yeah, without naming names, some of us have, ventured into the halls of the Marshmallow King, fought valiantly.
toasted his royal
It was-
behind.
Yeah.
It was a crime brulee. You're correct. I was gonna set it up myself, and you set it up even better than I was going to. So thank you.
Yes.
The mind meld deepens.
My parts of the internet, we call that one brain cell.
That was so good. That was so good, yo.
So prior to initiative, Blayse is, and I just you would hear this because of the telepathy,
Mhm.
is like saying a brief mantra.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
doing a couple of mudras, and then
Yep.
the glowing pattern on his tattoos reconfigures slightly.
Ooh, cool.
And
They're
I'm
really
activating
dimly lit.
activating the moving like water. So I have an asset
Alright.
and all speed stuff.
Yes. Do it.
Blayse
And then-
inhabits the Bruce Lee spirit upon himself.
Yep.
And then we're doing initiative.
Yep. Difficulty 7. If one of you succeeds, then all of you get to act before them. This is the second time we're doing combat, right? So
Yeah.
the way I run it, the way it generally is in Cypher System, right? You just all at the same time or all not, because it's easier that way, more interesting for the narrative, and allows you all to talk about tactics. So
Difficulty 7, speed task, right?
So yeah, your asset would apply. Oh wait, attacks and speed defense tests.
Yeah,
It
that's
actually doesn't apply to initiative.
Yep.
But anyone could be trained in initiative. You can spend effort if you so desire. It's up to you. And this is happening at close range.
If I
So
did
how
that,
much? I have 1 speed edge.
Mhm.
So if I spend 1 effort, that costs me how much?
2.
2. Okay.
Mhm. Yep. Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh shit.
And I hadn't even had to pay for it.
Yep. Let's see.
Well,
And you can't
did
resist the
not roll
intrusion
well.
on a 1.
Well,
Let's
1 and
see.
2, a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yike.
I am going to say that to make it simple and not too punitive, that you lose your action in the first round. Because perhaps you're either distracted by the nature of the constructs, or we could explain it this way: Faye and Blayse both start yelling in your head.
That's exactly what I was going to
Because they
suggest.
Yeah.
forget that you're listening to both of them. You gotta do this. You're like, stop.
Let's be real here. Blayse is not freaking out. Faye, however,
Shit, where's the thing and the other thing?
All right, sounds good. Okay, so the constructs go first. Technically, the only one who has expressed any violent intent is Blayse. So there is 1 at the threshold, and I'm assuming you're trying to pass it. The most forward one engages Blayse and is going to try and strike Blayse. There will be some grappling things happen at some point.
ah yes, the rule test of a TTRPG, the grapple rules.
But yeah, so this is difficulty 7, and you got to roll difficulty 7 speed defense task. Apply all the things that you have.
Good asset.
Yep. I think you're specialized in it, right? Or you just trained?
Just trained.
Okay, and you don't have a
nope.
shield, right?
I am specialized. No, I do
Excellent.
not have a shield.
Great. Yep.
Specialized with an asset's a good starting point.
It is
Mhm.
an excellent starting point.
Um,
Lowers it by 3.
so I have an edge of 4 now. I can just
Yeah.
throw effort into this.
You could
One
throw
effort for
2
free.
levels of effort for 1 point if you wanted, or 1 level of effort for free, indeed, provided that there wasn't an additional cost from another, power you're activating.
Sure. Right, and I've already paid that cost. So.
Okay.
The edge doesn't affect cost. Does it affect costs?
Edge does affect cost. So the cost of a power is added whenever it's an action. If it's an action rather, or an enabler, right?
It's
So
an
when you're
enabler.
using a power as part of something you're doing, you total the cost before you apply your edge. Effort, the power, or anything else happening.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's right. So speed defense task.
Do
You
it.
said difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7. Oh yeah!
Ooh.
All right. So Blayse squares up with this construct, this weirdly anthroform construct, made of the same stone, reflective and sound-absorbing stone as the sepulcher and the Mirthless Mind itself. Squishy. It moves forward with a speed that belies its size, and attempts to strike Blayse. But this is not the first time that Blayse has dealt with a challenging, even nearly gargantuan opponent, and he smoothly dodges the blow and prepares to strike one of his own. The other construct is looking like it's waiting to engage another opponent. However, it seems strange that it isn't immediately engaging Blayse.
Well, and to Blaze's mind, this makes sense.
It's a duel.
Yeah.
They duel, right? Individual
Yeah.
combat.
Ninja rules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight one of you, and then I'm gonna fight the next one of you, and then
Ooh,
oh no,
That's right. Oh, yep.
That hurts.
should have put more effort into it. Oh well.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. So you attempt to strike the construct, and either the result of its squishiness, its the reflection of your tattoos on its reflective surface, or just its size. It moves out of the way as well. You're unable to deal damage. Go ahead. What are you gonna do? Say, Drew.
Blayse sees his own face in the thing. Oh wait.
That's great. I love that. His own tattoo illuminated face.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So it's the rest of your can act as well.
I will
Yeah, you
go
can try and
ahead
do so.
and jump in because it's easy for me. I don't have to. I literally have one button in combat.
Cool.
A-okay with that.
And I want to mention one more thing that might help for the sake of context, right? So you're on close range, but that's because Blayse and the construct are right at the threshold. If you wanted to go past the threshold, you could do that and engage them. But you can stay at this position where, although you're in close range, you can stay back and not be struck if you so choose. But the second you pass that threshold, you're vulnerable to them physically.
Gotcha. I think this is like we had the one fight, but Faye wasn't really into it. This is actually one of the few places where like you actually see that Faye and Blayse actually are a bit of a team and actually know how to work together.
Yes.
Because Faye just moves up behind Blayse, just like the little tap on the hand on the shoulder, and starts zapping wildly.
Fantastic.
With the Iota Ray, which I am now trained in.
Oh,
Built
good.
yourself a ray gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Short range. It has one cost, but that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
So, said we are definitely putting some effort into this.
Yep.
Which should automatically calculate.
Oh, you hit. Cool.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
plus 1 minus 3. Okay, and so I take 3 out. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. And that
Did you
is.
apply any effort to damage?
Okay, so that is a question. Effort has to be applied differently for damage and the chance to hit, or okay,
Yes.
cool. Then
You
no.
can choose.
It
You
was
can choose
just
to apply effort to damage if you want. You can apply it to effort to damage or to the chance of success.
Gotcha. No, just to hit.
Okay, gotcha. Excuse me. You do 1 damage. 'Cause
I
these creatures
do-
are armored.
Okay. Yeah. Normally I do 3, just for
Yes, I saw
for
that.
podcast folks. Yeah.
And you're attacking the construct that is engaging Blayse, right?
Yep.
Cool. Makes sense. Awesome.
There's wild screaming that only that can hear.
Alrighty. Vet, Reuben, what are you two up to?
I'm out round 1.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
So if I have an enabler,
Yep. Helps you with an action.
right? So disrupting touch does that stack on an attack?
If you do an attack with it, you can use the enabler, and it will influence the result of that attack. Yeah. So you can use enablers generally on any actions. You can't use other abilities if they require a separate action on another one that requires an action. But you can stack enablers.
So I couldn't do like onslaught with a disrupting touch.
Isn't
Like an
onslaught a
esoteric.
ranged attack?
I mean, yeah, it is, but like theoretically.
Theoretically, if it wasn't, onslaught is an action. You could do disrupting touch with onslaught because it is an enabler. So you can activate enablers with any action you take. You can't activate other action powers with another power that requires an action to use.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so I got to figure out how many points I have to spend. All right, I am going to spend a lot of points
Oh, do it.
because I am going to go invisible.
Cool.
Just fully drop into digital form
Fucking awesome.
and just go invisible and start
Yes.
sprinting.
Yes.
And go join in on the ganging up on this one target.
Hell yeah.
So being invisible would last until until the end of my next turn, unless I attack, in which case it ends immediately.
Okay. Sounds good.
But specifically, it eases the roll by 2 steps,
Wonderful.
which is good because it means maybe I can actually hit this thing.
Absolutely. Do it.
Okay, so that is 4 might points to do that.
Gotcha. Damn.
I'm gonna very quickly spend all my pools and then get hit once and die, so it's fine.
Also, if anybody hasn't done, remember that you have the one action recovery that can.
Yeah, takes your turn though, right? So
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4. The phase sprint itself is covered by the edge, the speed
Yep.
edge.
Yep.
And the disrupting touch is covered by the might edge. I'm gonna do one level of effort to hit and 1
Okay.
to damage.
All right. Sounds good. It's a good choice.
Which is a total cost of 9 might points.
Yeah. Rough. That's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
That's real rough.
All right, let's hope this fucking
You're gonna
works.
get impaired.
All right, and so drop into full digital form, and
Okay.
just everything just farts. Everything just starts being like ripped to shreds around me. There's like tears in this like marshmallow floor starting
Yes.
to appear, and like things are like, this is not how things are supposed to go around here. Let's make this roll. All right, so difficulty 7 to start, right?
Yep, that's right.
Eased by 2.
Yep.
1 effort to the roll.
Mhm.
Need 12. Oh, fuck.
Oh. You still have a point of experience, I think, that you got at the beginning for rerolls. I don't think you spent that.
Oh, we've only got the one, right? I spent mine
Yeah.
already.
Mhm,
I
did too.
I think I will do that. I don't want to
Yeah.
spend this much on something.
Yeah, I haven't
Make
pushed you
mistakes.
all with GM intrusions yet.
I'm just
So I
gonna-
wanted to get to a
I'm just
certain
gonna hit the roll a d20 button here.
point. Sounds good.
Oh, re-rolled into a nat 20.
Okay.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, you love to see that.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. All right. So you got a choice. You know how
so-
this works.
I don't know how this works.
Oh, okay,
Bonus
gotcha. When
damage
you get
or
a 20,
fancy
go
thing.
ahead. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
let's take
exactly.
bonus damage.
Plus
Absolutely.
4 damage.
Plus 4.
Plus 4 damage.
Sick.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Also
so,
bypasses withstand.
I'm already yeah. Fair. I'm already ignoring armor.
beat. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm ignoring armor because of
I was about to say
disrupting
that.
touch.
I was
Oh,
about to remind. Yes, absolutely. If even if it didn't say that, I was going to tell you that disrupting touch would ignore its armor.
So I pop out of being invisible, sort of
Yep.
forming a triangle around this thing, and just
Uh-huh.
like punch my sort of assassin like wrist blade
Sweet.
into something really critical looking on this thing.
Yeah. Awesome.
So that does base damage of my attack,
Yes.
or is okay, and then the disrupting adds to it, or
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
because like a light attack does 2 damage,
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
and then the
This is-
disrupting enables it to do more damage.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 plus 2 plus the level of effort adds 2. So 10 all day.
Sounds good to me.
That feels good.
This is a devastating attack.
We're
That's like half. That's like half its HP.
Yes, indeed.
Now,
Half
question:
of what's left? That's for sure.
does Reuven have a little critical hit sound effect that pops up in his head?
I was about to describe something. So this is what happens. Reuven is attuned to peculiar things that most
Mhm.
people don't notice, right? And phases turns invisible. You all don't see Reuven, and then Reuven appears behind the construct as it's engaging Blayse.
Nothing
And
personnel, kid.
That's right, exactly. And this is a soundless thing. You can't hear this, right? But Reuven moves forward with all the deftness of a player on New Game Plus, and the wrist blade jams right into where a kidney would be on this stone construct. And you might assume that this construct doesn't have any discernible anatomy, but it does devastating damage to it because it suddenly vibrates as it did when it made that statement, trespassers, before.
Mhm.
And Reuven perceives this flickering, and Reuven's not sure if this is real or if this is part of Reuven's perception, right? But it looks like this section of the construct is now flashed red and turned
Mhm.
black.
Sick.
Yep. And you see the other construct start moving into motion.
Yeah, probably against me, huh?
Yeah.
Oop.
All right, so everyone, your side went. All right, so back to the constructs. So the construct that was damaged so severely looks like it's going to attempt a more vicious maneuver, considering it's now being beleaguered. It got hit severely and is in effect bloodied. It attempts to grab Blayse.
Awesome.
Love that. Not for you, but love it for me.
It's okay. This is right where Blayse wants him.
Please make a speed defense task.
I'm just deciding if I want to put a little
Yes.
extra effort into it.
Yeah, totally.
I think I might.
Not a bad idea.
Right, so that'd be okay.
Ooh, sweet. Okay, you dodge it.
Right.
Despite the construct's attempts to grapple you, it is unsuccessful. You dodge out of the way of its grasping mitts, which kind of look
Alright.
like mittens. Don't have any discernible fingers. Kind of like
Feels very doughboy.
It does have a
yes,
thumb.
exactly. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Just like this.
All right. And coming out of that spin and dodge, the very fluid sort of motion, I'll come up
Yeah.
with a roundhouse kick.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah,
How's
do
that?
it. That hits. How much damage?
How much damage? That's a good question. I know this answer.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go.
You did a medium, and I think you have.
Oh, that didn't.
Yeah, you did a medium, and I think you have an enabler that increases unarmed damage by 2, right?
I've already factored that in.
You have.
Damage is damage is 7.
Okay, cool. You do 7 damage. Minus the armor is 5. So this construct is down to 5 damage, which Reuven would be able to perceive as it lights up above. It's
An
a
HP
critical
bar.
HP. Yep.
Can I, as part of my action, can I position myself so that I'm between Reuven and the other construct?
So that I think that'd be challenging, but yeah, you can go ahead and try. No real
Okay.
opportunity attacks here. You're all in close range. So
Yeah, I could just
Yeah.
spin around the guy that I'm facing so that I'm an obstacle between the other constructs. Ruben?
Yeah, I'll let that happen. Sure. Totally. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a delicate, or not delicate, a deft, practiced move in martial arts where you're interposing yourself.
Okay, that's
Drew
it
is
for me.
smiling.
I'm just like, Faye. Faye's like, wait, hang on. Your mind meat
Faye's
shield.
now left. Yeah. Faye
Yeah,
is
you're
now
all
left.
uncovered.
Yep. Exposed.
Ruben's sitting there like sucking wind.
That's good. I love that.
Oh yeah, you spent a ton of effort that round. Right?
Yeah, it was sort of
yeah.
finishing maneuver that I started with, and that's they're not finished.
Yes,
so.
like that's my
All of your
finishing
mana.
move. But yeah, no,
You want
for
to
me.
let Ash go first, considering Ash didn't get to go last time?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Is the second construct not going to do anything?
The second construct is. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the second construct has to act. Sorry.
Yeah, they
Thank you
both
for
get to go.
reminding me that. Yep. I should have done that.
Ash
so-
asks about the homework and class too. I
Yeah.
bet.
Weren't we supposed to have a pop quiz today?
The second construct technically would have gotten an act before Blayse interposed himself. So
Okay.
the second construct is going to take an action against Reuven, because
Yeah,
Reuven
that's
presented himself as a threat. Themselves as a threat. If that's okay with you, Chris.
That's fine.
Cool.
I'm here for it.
Difficulty 7, speed defense task.
Okay.
You can do it. Put your back into it.
Now, what happens if I get hit? I take damage to that pool.
You can take damage to might.
Might.
Damage
Right.
goes to might first.
You've got one?
I got 4 might right now.
Yeah, you're gonna get impaired if you get hit.
7 speed and 3 intellect.
Oh, you
baby.
really did burn through your pools.
This is good. This is good.
You'd be unconscious in the mirrored sepulchre.
Yeah, we're gonna die. It's okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll try.
Try it. Do it.
The ability to kill yourself is faintly reminiscent of the Star Wars Galaxies RPG,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
where you basically spent your various health pools to do damage to other people.
Yeah. It's a balance in Cypher. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, that didn't
All right.
do it.
All right. Do you have any armor?
Is this sonic damage?
No.
That
this
I have
attack.
1 armor.
Oh crap. All right. You take 6 net damage
Okay.
as this.
So do I take away from other
strangely
pools after that?
What'd you say?
Do I take away
Yeah.
other pools after that?
Yeah, you do. You go might first, and then any leftover, go and deplete points that you have in speed. Goes might,
In
speed, and then intellect.
Okay, across the board. All right.
Yep. Unless it's like an intellect or speed specific task, but generally hits. So yeah, you take
Okay.
6 damage from this surprisingly squishy stone, but when it impacts you, right, it feels, well, you know what, like oobleck, like a non-Newtonian fluid. It isn't a non-Newtonian fluid, but considering that got brought up earlier, it's a useful comparison, right? It's soft when you push into this stuff, but when it hits you, it hits with the force and density of lead.
Okay. What happens to me?
You just take 6 damage. Oh,
Okay.
you depleted a
But-
pool. You're now
yeah.
impaired,
What is
and
that?
being impaired means
Is that
that
hindrance?
yes, it means that I believe.
Oh, so
effort
I'm
costs
just
1
done against these guys now. There's no. I don't have enough to spend for effort anymore. I can
Okay.
maybe do 1 onslaught, but I'd have to roll a 20 to get it. So,
Mm.
or I guess a 18, maybe.
So this thing actually like ran up and smacked.
Yeah, just like bullies me into the marshmallow wall, crushing many parts of my blood out of my body.
Could be internal bleeding if you want it, but yeah, sure. If you want it to be blood erupting from your
I like it being just like over the top. Like nobody should
Yeah.
bleed like that, Ruben. Why is this happening to you?
So
fantastic.
now I have the cartoon in my head of a giant fist just and Reuven disappearing completely and just a squirt of blood out the side.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, that was probably a little more graphic, didn't it?
You're
than
good.
intended.
I mean, for most of
We're all
our
here for
stuff,
that.
yeah, that's not bad.
So if you want to know what being impaired does, you can look on page 110 of the book. Real quick, Ash will just mention this for everybody. When you apply effort, it costs 1 extra point, and you ignore minor and major effects on your rolls. and you do.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm-
see.
I'm done.
Yep. Cool.
Woof.
Go ahead, Ash.
Okay. I have my bip that you said I can use to like do a tripping attack on something.
Yeah. Mhm.
Would that be a might attack? Because I'm real bad at those.
No, it'd be speed.
Okay.
Physical attacks are speed or might. It's up to you. And then, melee or a whip, right? And then ranged attacks are speed. So,
Okay.
in all of it, using a whip, it's deafness. Definitely going to be speed to me. You know.
Yeah, I want to try to grab the one that hasn't been hit yet. That just like beat the shit out of Reuven.
All right, sure. Sounds good.
And see if I can take it down.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Difficulty 7.
I have one edge, so if I spend 3 effort,
Mhm.
that would cost me how much?
And the 3 effort would cost you 7 before you apply the edge. And you said you have 1 edge, so the net would be 6.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't think I have any skills that help here.
You didn't you say you were choosing your flex skill and attacks? What kind of
Yeah,
attacks
for like
could
a
have been
ranged
your whip?
attack.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
Does this
Ranged
count?
attack.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, sweet.
Hell yeah.
What do you want your minor effect to be? You want to do damage in the course of this trip attack with the whip, or do you want to do something else as a result?
I like to do damage when I take it down.
Okay, cool, great. We'll say this. It's you trip it, and how is this gonna make this fun? Oh, okay, I know. So you Vet moves around to the side, and Orna crosses the threshold and engages the battle. Sees Reuven get hit so decisively by this construct in the back, takes out the whip, pulls it around a leg.
Yeah, I'm like
Something.
trying to grab around its ankle or something and snatch it.
Yeah,
from
like
under it.
does it have an ankle? Right, like these pedestals on this weird antiform construct, and pulls it back as it is delivering that blow, and so it's slightly off balance after doing that, and falls down on its sound generator head, whatever that is. And as a result, you hear some concussion happen inside of its head that ignores its armor, and it does 3 damage.
Oh, nice.
Like a woof, right? It'd be like
Yeah.
a, right? Like, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Is this a person inside of some weird armor? Probably not.
Rip this bitch open, find out.
That's
Yeah,
some artifact
and I
inside
want
them.
to duck back around the
Cool.
door if I can.
okay. Back past the threshold. Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Can I go next?
Yes.
I can still use my edges, right?
Yeah. Your edge still applies.
Okay.
Absolutely. So this is the thing. If
Yep.
you have enough edge to apply level and effort, effort only costs 1 more, right?
Okay.
You can still apply it if you have enough edge to mitigate the cost.
Yeah, well, I will phase sprint and
Cool.
scratch existence.
Ooh.
So I can just damage something that I'm running by.
Cool.
Stomp on its
Yeah.
head as you run past.
So it's just like
So
there's like a pixelated cloud around you. As
oh,
you're...
I don't have enough to do anything. Oh man. Well, I rolled really bad, right? Yeah. Okay. It wasn't even close. I realized I had an asset to my speed defense when I phase sprint, but it wasn't even. It's partially within range. Okay, so I will scratch existence, and I can't hit. I don't have enough power to do that.
Gotcha.
But it deals 1 damage even on a failed roll.
Sweet.
So
It takes it.
you want me to just roll to see if I don't get a GMNP intrusion?
Oh, let's see. You
That
can
feels-
if you so
I mean,
desire.
that feels fair, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
to make the roll to hit. I just know what it's going to be 95% time that I roll.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh,
That's right.
His natural 20s are not auto hits within the system.
Well,
right,
they're certainly not now while I'm hurt.
Well, I guess you could take and this is more just double checking the system. You may not auto hit, but you would still get a major effect, even though you. Okay.
Maybe.
I think that's generally a fair interpretation.
Okay.
There's not an explicit guarantee of that because,
Right.
like, if it's difficulty 7, you don't have anything to add to it. You get a 20, you're still not going to hit. Right.
Mhm.
Some
Right.
people could say a major effect would be you hitting, and I think that's totally fair, and it's probably
Yeah,
how
so
I
I
observed how I roll this.
I phase limp out of the way, back off behind Vet, and
All
like
right.
drag my foot through the one that's hurt,
Yeah.
and just sort of like tweak it a little bit.
The one on the ground or the one still standing?
The one that's still standing, because focus.
It's more
fire.
hurt, yeah.
Oh,
Focus
okay, gotcha.
fire.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Excellent.
And then yeah, I am still sort of partially phased until the beginning of my next turn.
Cool.
Um,
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm
All
re-gunning.
right.
Pew pew pew.
Yep.
Do I understand correctly that Blayse has already gone the second round and we're just waiting for Faye?
Mhm.
Great. Go ahead, Faye.
has he?
You did
Yeah.
the punch back at the first one.
Yeah, I think Blayse missed the first round with a hit, right? And then
Yeah.
and then hit
Oh.
the second round.
Because
Yeah, there was some minor temporal mechanics issues because we forgot to do the second construct, so
That's
we went
right.
back to
Yeah.
that. Another-
Okay.
minor temporal mechanics. I love it. Hey!
Ooh, look at that. Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
Love
Yeah.
to see it.
Cool.
My
Construct
little
one takes another
one
damage,
zap.
another net damage. All right. So we're started the third round. I love that. This is the start of the third round. Didn't take long at all. So we saw in the second round a bunch of things happen. Vet tripped the second construct. There's a lot of flying. Blayse punched the first one, interposed in the second between Reuven and the second. Reuven ran out of the room after delivering an incredible blow and also taking a crap load of damage. And so Vet, at the start of the third round, Vet and Reuven are past the threshold on the other side, and it is just Faye and Blayse. Construct 1 is squared up with Faye, and Blayse is engaging Construct 2, but Construct 2 is on the ground. So this Construct 2 is prone, and is if it doesn't get up from prone, it will. You'd be able to gain an asset on your attacks against it. So the constructs are going to go. Construct 1 is going to attack Faye. Please make a difficulty 7 speed defense task.
That's not how that was supposed to work.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? Let's make it happen the way you want because that's an interesting story. Construct 1 and 2 are going to try and pound the crap out of Blayse.
Oh, I
Construct 1
didn't,
turns around.
I didn't mean to change the narrative.
No, that works for me.
Okay.
I'm happy to take certain suggestions like that. And that's what you intended. So we're gonna go with what you intended. So you have been fighting Construct 1. It was trying to grab you. It was unsuccessful. Reuven tried to damage it. It was planning to turn around and pummel Reuven, but was unable to because it was distracted. So it turns around, and both Construct 1 and Construct 2 are gonna try and strike you. So Construct 1 ostensibly is going to do this to try and give Construct 2 an opportunity to get up.
2 speed defense tasks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You are...
Dodge weave. Dodge weave.
Yes, that's right. Stalwart in the Maelstrom.
Mhm. And then I'll let him have it.
Cool. Who are you attacking?
I'm going to attack the downed one because I haven't tagged them yet.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to get any funny ideas about going after anyone else.
Okay, sounds good. It is standing, though.
And that's oh, okay, right, because it had its turn.
Yep.
There we go. 7
Sweet.
damage.
Cool. Net 5.
7 damage, bare fist.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Thing's dead
Alright.
now, right?
Oh no, he.
Oh, you're
I
That
next
was the
think
less hurt one.
I think he chose to attack the less hurt one. He
Sure.
would have destroyed the other one or
Yep.
disabled the other one.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I know, Chris. I know.
think Blayse
It's
wants
okay.
them to go down slowly. I think Blayse wants to jump kick both of them in the head at the same time.
Meanwhile, Chris and I are going, focus fire! Focus fire!
And Blayse is looking for the challenge. Right?
I
Right.
got it down to
Mhm.
4.
It's so good. Cool.
Who's next?
Faye?
Sure. I was calibrating and seeing exactly how much I can adjust my effort.
Oh, in order to do damage? You just want me to tell you? Make it easy.
Well, yeah, because if I
wanna
move
know
one
something?
effort up,
Hmm.
then I just need a 10. No, 12. Hang on. 3 multiplied by 3, 15. So, yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Now that I'm getting used to this sheet, it's
yeah.
amazing. Ah, see, I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, no matter. I rolled a
That's
3.
good.
It wasn't going to matter
That's a
anyways.
No.
That's a 3, my guy.
Yep, that's too bad. Not an intrusion
It
though.
could have been
Nope.
worse.
Right.
Could have been worse.
I could have been Reuben. Too
All right.
soon.
So from around my little corner,
Yep.
I guess I'm
Just-
gonna
Gives you a very unsteady thumbs up.
I only have 2 in my speed pool. To shoot them,
Yes.
how much does it cost? If I'm applying my trained to it?
It doesn't
Skill?
cost you anything to attempt the action, right? Just a standard attack doesn't cost you anything from your pool.
Target
Because you're
number would
trained. Go ahead,
Currently be
Chris.
an 18.
Yes, exactly. That's right. Yeah, the difficulty.
Without any effort, it'd be an 18.
TN's 18. Difficulty 6 without any effort. TN 18.
How much does it cost? An effort costs 3, right?
The first one is 3, but you'd subtract whatever your edge is.
So it would cost my entire pool, and then that would leave me impaired.
Do you don't have any edge in speed?
I have 1.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so
it would make you impaired.
You said you have 3 or 2 in your pool?
I have 2 in my pool.
Ah, yeah. Great. I mean, just moonshot it for an
Yep.
18.
Yep, and an 18 is
Yeah.
going to be plus 2 damage. So
I'll just
That's fair.
go for it.
yeah, why not? It's not a downside. Unless you get the intrusion. Shoot Faye in the back of the head. No,
So it's
I wouldn't do that.
difficulty 6 then?
Mm-hmm.
Or since I have it marked in here as trained under the weapon, will that automatically apply?
Right. That's what I've
Okay.
been doing. Yeah.
So I still set it at 7 then.
Right.
Mhm.
Nope.
Okay. Valiant try.
So yeah, I stick around the corner and just shoot my little disc gun, and it
Mhm.
probably just ineffectually goes off or something.
It would make a really satisfactory ting noise, except no one can hear it.
Yeah, that's right.
How much further into this place can we see down this hallway past these things?
So you came around into this hallway. There's a threshold. The mirror sepulchre opens up. You can tell that there's a snaking passage. It looks like the constructs are in the center of an antechamber that blocks passage further in, and there's definitely some stuff back there. You can faintly tell from the reflection along the stone that there's some kind of objects in other rooms further back.
Do my RPG senses tingle that there are probably traps and other guardians, or that this is sort of like the one effect?
I'd say that based on that kind of savvy, this is the thing you need to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna sprint past him.
All right, sounds good.
I'm disrupting touch on the really damaged one, and
Okay.
just off into find out what's back there.
Sounds good.
So I will do my 1 damage and hopefully not roll a 1 here. I've rolled an 18, but that doesn't
Alright,
matter
cool.
because I'm hurt.
That's right.
So it takes 1 damage, ignoring its armor. And
Cool. Go ahead.
hopefully it dies soon. And then I sprint however far in a long distance gets me to find out secrets of the Mirrored Sepulchre.
Sounds good. You emerge into what looks like an elliptical chamber that reminds you of the shape in Jack's Haven. Remember that room, the room of secrets? People could go and they could sit at the 2 foci of an ellipse and talk to each other, and nobody else would hear what was saying. Yeah, you see a room of similar shape and 2 pedestals.
Cool.
That's what you see.
Great.
Alrighty. I think it's the constructs again. Blayse, please attempt 2 speed defense tests. They're both trying to grapple you. You do not want to be grappled by them.
Yeah.
One grabs one arm
He's
and one
bad.
grabs the other arm.
Yeah, this will be bad.
Yeah, see
Actually,
that
less
movie, The
bad
Mummy?
because Reuben did you a
I was
favor.
gonna say the grapple seems to be the precursor
prelude.
to the
Yes.
Oh, no.
to
I'm
the
gonna
sonic
scream in your
damage.
head.
So
Yep.
well, hey, there you go.
Ooh.
Cool.
Well,
All right. So
Got it.
1 grabbed you, and immediately after pulls you in and yells in your ear. This is probably the loudest sound you've ever heard. Your eardrums would certainly be ruptured if you hadn't gotten protection from sonic damage.
Sure.
So let's see. You got a 2? Yeah, great. So you take 1 sonic damage.
Against Mike?
Is
Yes.
that due to the rule saying you always have to take at least 1? Or is that because you've done the math? Oh, God.
I just assumed that it was going to be, and just
Yeah. It felt like a better reaction to learn that they just did, 11 damage.
Yeah, it's 11 sonic damage. Yeah.
podcast folks. I know you missed some of this stuff, but you do need to come in sometimes and just watch the slow shake of Ralph's head and just be like, no.
So just a question, rules wise, does
Yes.
my inherent armor stack with the energy defense?
Oh, in this case, no.
Okay. Just a sonic
Because of the
armor.
nature of the attack. Yeah.
Okay.
The nature of the attack is they're yelling directly into your head.
Sure.
And yeah, if you hadn't sonic defense, it would be an extremely unpleasant experience. You don't like this. You've probably had people in real life, Craig, right, yell at you or something, or somebody whisper too loud in your ear. You know what that's like, right? It's like, ow, right? I don't like that. So it probably only feels like that. But yeah, if it if Ruben hadn't done y'all a solid, would have been a rattling thing. So that was their turn. You're grappled by one of them.
How does that affect is it like just impaired on my attacks, or
You have a hindrance.
okay?
What about the
Um,
defense that you got a special on? Does that mean you get to punch it as it was trying to grab you?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it just adds that. If Blayse had gotten a minor or major effect, we would have allowed something like that. But
so-
17, 18 doesn't mean.
So the hindrance effectively cancels out my asset.
Yes, it
Okay.
would.
That's fine.
Yeah, if you want to think about it that way, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chris, were you saying something?
Why does he not get an 18 to do something?
Because the 18 is just extra damage. A
19
or
is
20
the
a
minor
or major
effect. 20 is the major effect.
And since he wasn't attacking, I guess he
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a defense
Oh,
test.
I see.
Yeah. It just adds it on automatically in roll 20.
I see.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
I was like, why did it light up green if it doesn't do anything? I do see the line that says damage.
There
plus
are
2.
some enablers that allow you to attack when you defend, and therefore you would gain that bonus to damage. But in this particular case, I don't believe Blayse has anything like that applies.
Sick.
All right.
Well, he's
so-
just done a big bad punch.
Yep. Who are you attacking?
So can you just describe how I'm held?
Yes,
So I
absolutely.
can flavor the. Yeah.
Totally. This is what happens. So you moved in, interposed between the two of them, right? You dodged their strikes, and I like to think that you're in like a quarter stance with them on either side, you and them forming an I-beam.
Sure.
So your torso is facing out from the two of them, and they're facing your shoulders. And then Construct 2 came and succeeded in grabbing you by your how would they grab you? Around your torso. It seems kind of weird because they got these big meaty fists. And then leans down and yells in your head. And Construct 1, the one you've been facing off against and the one that got damaged by Reuven, is maybe facing to your left or right, depending upon how you wanted to orient your body.
Okay. Because I'm going to be doing enough, I think I'm going to be doing enough damage to take it down.
Take down Construct 1 if you wanted to attack Construct 1.
Yeah, that was my plan, is to hit
Cool.
Construct
Sounds
1.
good.
So
Works for
while
me.
my body is held, I'm going to like swing both feet in an arc and
Cool.
land a solid hit on Construct 1
Cool.
for 7 damage.
You hear a gong, an audible gong.
Dang.
That must be super loud then.
Yeah, as it falls to the floor, inert.
Attention, I have been murdered.
Yeah, body detected. Body detected.
Construct 2 in reaction to that squeezes you harder. There's no effect. You're not taking any damage for this, but there's clearly a response, a recognition.
Sure.
Construct 1 is down. All right, Blayse went. Faye going?
Yep.
Do it, Faye. Make it happen.
Climbing over and like standing on top and like, okay, like squares his stance out. And again, we joke about it's a ray gun, but it's really like scrap in his hand. Like there is no actual device here. And I'm
Like
going,
like a deconstructed ray gun.
sure.
Like,
If you want to
there's a
be
bunch of parts
fancy
in a
about it.
pile, Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of parts that when you press some things together, they spark.
Yep. Going with that same split on efforts.
Heck yeah. Make it happen. Yeah.
20.
I will make it happen,
Hell
Ralph.
Yeah.
I will make it happen.
Incredible.
You did. I love it. I
That's
love it.
a lot of damage.
That's right. So put that effort in there. 6. You do 8 net damage to this construct. Is it struck by an iotum ray and is reverberates with the force of the iotum. Yeah. Great.
And they're like that resounding hit, and he just looks over at Blayse, be like, "See."
Oh, damn it. Reuven's not there right now.
Nope.
If Reuven were there, Reuven would see this construct kind of blink dull red. All right. That,
Reuven is.
I'll let's handle what Reuven's doing in a moment. If that's okay.
Oh yeah.
I guess I'm gonna try to do a might attack with the whip.
Okay.
Just because, like, I am not speedy. I have exhausted myself that way, so I'm just sort of
Makes sense.
blunt force beating it.
Cool. Sounds good.
I don't have any edge on that.
Okay.
So if I want to put 3 effort into it, that will cost me 3. That'll cost me 9.
Yes. No, it'll cost you 7. If you want to put 3 levels
7?
of effort, it'll cost you
3,
7.
2, 2.
points.
Okay, yeah.
Is that going
Train?
Alta to hit or some to damage or?
Yeah, sure. You planning on putting all the effort into attack, or are you putting it into damage?
I'll put 2 to attack and 1 to damage if I hit.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, I think you're looking at difficulty 4 after the training.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
needed 12, got an 8.
Yeah. That's how it
Yeah,
goes.
happens.
Thanks for your patience, Chris. Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
no worries. I was gonna say just kind of casually looking around, but taking time to collect himself.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And do a recovery.
In the course of that recovery,
Not great.
you observe those pedestals, and your nano senses and video game protagonist senses are tingling that some kind of interaction needs to happen here, and something else might occur.
Is there any restriction about like refilling an empty pool or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
You put them wherever
Right.
you want.
Do I remain impaired?
No. If you have filled a pool above 0, you're no longer impaired. The state goes away immediately.
Sick.
Yeah.
Just couple quick deep breaths.
Yeah.
A potion, if you will.
I quaff. All right. So that's Reuven's turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Construct 2 is still up. Construct 2 attempts to attack Blayse. Oh, wait. Is gripping you. And your head didn't explode that time, so it releases you.
It's confused.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is supposed to cause a problem.
Look, I get the feeling. I understand it.
So I'm no longer impaired.
You're no longer, you no longer have a hindrance. It's not saying impaired because it's confused. Go ahead. No. So yeah, I tried to punch you. You dodged it again. Go right back at it if you want.
Mhm.
That specializing in speed has really paid off, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Specialized in speed defense task is one of the best things you can do with any
No,
character.
I meant having the 4 edge.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes a big difference.
Yep. 4 edge, yeah, totally. Look at that.
An itty bitty green. 17.
Guess what?
It's
Guess what?
17 on die. That's exactly how much you needed.
Yes, exactly. So, what are you doing? What kind of blow do you deliver that fells this construct finally?
I think it's going to be a sequence of blows.
Cool.
So it starts with the knee and then comes in with the shoulder and then finishes
yeah.
with an uppercut to the torso.
All
Comes
right.
Right into the Sonic mouth.
More like
Sort
the
of
chin to like the chin to slam it shut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Bugs Bunny putting a carrot into Elmer Fudd's gun.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
As it's falling. Go ahead.
Another gong goes off. And the portal there's all of us are you two. Let's see. Vet is on the other side of the threshold. The other 3 are inside. Vet notices, and you all hear. Well, you don't hear this. Vet sees a segment of stone start descending across the threshold. Do you have an opportunity to jump across if you so desire?
Don't split the party.
Yeah, I mean, my immediate thought is I want to stop it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So trying to see if I have anything that I can use to sort of like
Arrest it.
yeah.
Take,
It's in an explorer's pack. Do I have like Titans from rope climbing?
yeah. Let's say you do.
Yeah, I just want to take that and start and like try to jam something into the wall
So
and see
I'll
if that
describe-
stops it from coming down. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna run underneath.
Cool. Sounds good. So it is a seamless descent of stone of the same material. So it doesn't look like it's sliding in tracks. It looks like all of a sudden it's sealing up. But it looks like a door coming down, like a portal. That's what I'm describing it that way.
Yeah.
The Titans, if you put them there, they will get immediately destroyed by the stone as it's coming down.
Okay, well then I will just duck and roll underneath the.
Cool.
Scramble back to grab your hat.
Yeah, exactly. So, once Vet comes inside and the chamber is locked off, all of a sudden you can hear your breathing.
Oh, okay. Great.
You guys good?
Good? Are you good?
Yeah.
You're the only one who got hit.
I know Blayse got hit.
And Blayse hands in his hips. Blayse will take a moment to just do a couple quick mutters and his
There's important things in here, probably.
tattoos of fire and he'll recover.
Fantastic. Well, this might be a good time for a break unless you want to keep playing through.
It's a good spot.
When we
Seems
started,
good
it's up
spot,
to you.
yeah.
Quick little
Okay.
break.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Yo, when are we back? All right, so y'all had just felled to threatening constructs and taken some punches yourselves. And yeah, you now have the portal descended. You are sealed within the mirrored sepulcher. However, sound is not so similarly muted. Thank you very much, Craig. You can hear each other speak, and you can, hear yourself.
But it's not amplified.
Yes, it's not amplified and it's not muted. Right, sound is normal for the time being.
Subtle threat.
Yeah, ominous.
Yeah, just trying to be clear and honest.
Yep.
You might learn some things about that. So yeah, the constructs are there. You have the room. Tell me what you'd like to do, and I'll give you responses.
I will.
Blayse will position before the next. Like, there's an exit from here, I presume.
The exit would be the back the way you came.
Oh, okay. So he'll stand guard there.
Okay, right in front of the. It looks like a seamless wall now, but
Blayse
you
just
knew where the threshold was. So
Blayse just fully like, well, I've done my part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess start taking a look at these two little pillar things.
Cool. Understanding.
Are they're pillars, or are they like little?
They're pedestals.
Plinths? They're pedestals.
pedestals.
Okay.
The plinth would be a word for it, but the reason why I was alluding to, if you wanted to learn something deep about them without interacting with them, it's an understanding Numenera roll, difficulty 7. If you just want to try and interact with them, perhaps the way you did in the Room of Secrets in Jack's Haven, you could do that as well. That doesn't require a roll to do what you did before.
What did I do with them before?
So in the Room of Secrets, like there are many sonically isolated rooms designed like this, and if you have an elliptical room designed the right way with certain acoustic properties, if you stand at the foci of the ellipse, you can speak to the person in the focus, and all the sound waves are directed to the respective foci, but people outside of it aren't going to be able to hear it. So when you're in that Room of Secrets, as a reminder, if Blayse was standing at the door and couldn't hear what was said between Gus and you all, there were like 2 benches, and you're talking with each other. There's no door to the threshold. Like the bartender directed you back there if you want to have a private conversation. So
okay. Sorry, I thought the way you phrased it made me think that I had like seen these pillars before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, forgive me.
Okay.
Yeah, you just
No, I understand the room. Right.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will attempt to make a roll.
While Chris is doing that, quick clarification: our tier goes up, our recovery goes up. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
So I'm bumping that up, which also means Craig, you have D6 plus 1, so you need 2 more on your recovery roll.
Okay.
So, wait, did I not put myself up a tier?
You might not have.
And notably, you would need to change it in that recovery bubble where it says D6 plus a number. So, like, yeah, see, Craig's is still 5 plus 1.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't see where I can change it to.
The
Click on
big
the
3?
bubble.
Yeah, look on the sheet,
I
and
see,
you
yeah,
see. Okay, cool.
Mine
There we go.
says 2.
It's changed now.
Yeah, so make that
It
3.
should be 3 now.
Because we're tier 3. I was double checking that one was actually free and not part of the like effort edge.
That's
kind
right.
of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It is indeed.
Um,
Oh yeah, you also need to increase your tier, Ash. It looks like it still says 2.
Ooh.
Diggity damn, we like to see that.
Diggity damn. All right. This is what you
18
can-
versus a 12.
Yeah.
Understanding. Plinths.
Yeah, baby. All right. So
That's a plinth.
yeah. This is this particular situation is slightly less complicated for you to understand than the Basin of Wisdom, in part because you were present in a room of a similar shape, and also once you're here, you see those guardians. Sound was affected. All of this pulls back into your mind similar vaults of a nature. So you've heard of things like this before. They call this place the Mirrored Sepulcher. It could have been called by other names in other places. What this is it is a vault of secrets. So the way it works is this: is people come into a place like this, or you've heard of this, right? And if they're somehow able to get past whatever system of guarding the secrets is present, they can tell a secret into the vault, and it will be held forever.
Oh, so it stores the audio pattern.
Yes. Yes, Greg. That's exactly it. So you can come in here and speak stuff. Nobody hears you say what you say, and it's there.
Okay.
It's a great place to tell people things you don't want anybody else to overhear
Wonderful.
ever. Yep.
Almost
That
like a
doesn't help me
futuristic
with-
automated confessional, right?
Yes, exactly. What was it?
I'm not really interested in telling secrets, though.
Okay. Well, the next thing I was going to say is,
Yeah.
you can tell things and they're stored. So, if you stand on one of the plants, you can hear secrets that were told on that day,
On what day?
on the same day in the past.
Interesting.
So
Like
you
live feed or
like a live feed.
okay.
You
Everybody
know,
starts like wandering in, and Proven's just like T-posing on a statue.
you know that as a nano and with a successful roll, that you can bring forth the right secrets by responding to them or evoking them, calling out to them in a certain way. So, like a record, a cassette, an audio file where you're
Right.
pressing the seek button. If you know where to go, you can start things at a certain place.
Audio file is currently me
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
because
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's right.
that was a
So.
homonym-based joke.
I liked it.
All right.
Yeah, that's what you know.
Sick. I'm gonna take my 10-minute recovery roll while standing there T-posing,
That's a
listening
good
to
idea.
secrets at random.
While that's happening, you hear all kinds of stuff. You hear a lot of children telling tales. Ooh, that's good.
Take a 4. That's fine.
Yeah, that's great.
That's maybe like that many. Huh. That's not a lot in any of them, honestly, but this is better, I guess.
Yeah. You also know that there is a means by which you can exit a chamber like this. You need to tell a secret,
To get out.
one of your own. Yes, a precious secret, and the door will open. You also know that whatever system is in place, these constructs aren't unfamiliar to you once you've come and recognized this. Right? That's a common thing, but it isn't necessarily the only means they use.
Right.
But they regenerate from the room every day. So if they're defeated, or whatever, if it somehow people bypass the security mechanism, the next day it's back.
Yep. Meaning
Meaning you have about 28 hours if you want to
Well,
stay in the room.
meaning you could potentially start salvaging these ones we've defeated, and it wouldn't impair the.
One round.
Resetting.
I need one round
That's
per
exactly
construct,
right.
sir. Let me add out.
Yeah,
You make it sound like you just feed them into a juicer that spits out interesting parts.
There's going to be some Harvest Numenera rolls, I think.
Salvaging Numenera, technically.
Cool.
Yeah.
So while I'm standing on this thing, is that
Yeah.
the right point to be standing to tell a secret as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Once you tell it, the door will open.
Has anyone else come in here yet?
It's up to them.
Faye
everyone
stood
else
on
just
top of a
recovering?
construct, shot another construct, and once they both
Right.
fell, immediately started.
Yeah, fair. So it's more just has that wandered back into the ellipse?
Yeah, I've probably wandered in there with you, but while you were doing all this looking at it, I was just like sitting down resting. Also, with the tier up, the ability I took was Restful Presence, so you all will get one more on your recovery rolls.
Ooh, cool.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
well, that's great.
Let's count that.
Love that.
Y'all get +1.
Okay. Well, I think then a brief moment into role play.
Yeah, please.
Is Reuven just sort of being? I mean, I imagine there's just all sorts of secrets flowing into
Yes.
their head.
Yeah. You can hear them.
Yeah, and I think it's a little overwhelming, and they come to understand like, oh, to get out, you have to tell a secret, and you kind of want to guarantee it's a juicy one to really make sure you get out.
Yep.
I think they it may or may not be correct, but they get the impression, or they come to the conclusion that if you don't tell a good enough secret, you're not getting out of here.
Yes, that's right. And if you tell somebody else's, you're not getting out of here.
Trying to figure out the phrase. It's not like overly melodramatic, but it is like a key character point that I think they're like, let's just say they're like halfway through telling this when Vet shows up. But I guess maybe she wouldn't hear it depending on where she's at in the room. But
She can't hear it. You can only hear it if you're on the plinths.
cool. Reuven just sort of starts talking for a while, and like maybe this is the rest action. Is just sort of telling the secret and clearing their head, and they talk about that. They kind of just talk about how much they put up a good front of, like, oh, it was this jovial existence of a game, just playing a game forever, and things like that. And then they talk about how much of a struggle it is to go on in life here in the supposed real world, knowing that in this, what they came to know as a game but was an entire life for them, that they left behind a spouse and a child.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And that part of that hope and the reason that they dip into these sort of powers is that maybe one time they'll stay.
You had to do that before I did my loot goblining?
Yep. There you go. That's my one traumatic backstory moment.
I like it. Thank you.
We got a few more tiers to go. We can bring in some more.
Yeah.
Reuven knows that if Reuven stands at the threshold, the portal will open.
Cool.
So it's not going to open until you go to the threshold.
Yeah, on this very special episode.
Resident Helix. Damn it, Perry!
Yeah. So yeah, I think as Vet like sits down to rest and everything, Reuven like goes from sort of this T-pose to just like, I don't know, I think not like full on like weeping, but like definitely having a full moment, and just like sits down on the plinth instead, and sits there and just sort of lets themselves be overwhelmed by all the secrets being said, to the point that I don't think they necessarily are like understanding a lot of them. It's just sort of washing over, right?
In one ear
They
or the
haven't
other.
like actively chosen to sort of try and parse it yet.
It's a really evocative scene. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Shall we see what Faye is doing?
What is?
Cool. So you want to salvage Numenera?
Yup.
You can. You know from something like this that there is plenty of things. You're all going to be able to replenish your cipher stores, depending upon what Faye does. Sorry, what Faye does. That will influence the kind of ciphers you get.
I can get a
Also-
third one now.
Yeah. Also, Faye knows. Oh, that's right, because you're a nano. I think Blayse has fewer ciphers, right? Because you
Mhm.
chose to take a skill instead. Yep. It's generally the way I go. Because I want a quantum singularity to happen. Faye also knows that if Faye is very careful, there will be one artifact per construct.
Yeah.
With a creature like this, if you can probably extract some kind of sonic generator. You might also be able to pull out something else, but who knows? Using Iotum.
Small, it's about this long.
Yeah,
Has this really nice whirring sound
that's right.
attached to the dead British guy inside the
Yes.
construct.
So yeah, some of that's going to be influenced by your skill with IO itself,
Mhm.
And also your out of character creativity. So consider it this to make it more explicit. There will be 2 artifacts of your choice, and enough ciphers to fill up everybody's limit.
Cool.
Yep. And those ciphers are level 7.
What?
damn.
That's so good.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we get to pick it, or is it like a random?
Faye gets to pick them.
Oh,
So this could be all of you picking it, right? I'm not trying to say that Drew has to be the only one choosing it. I just mean in character, what's happening is Faye is being deliberate about how Faye is extracting things from the constructs. The right needs to be careful, because hey, you might get something, you might get something else. So infusion of IO is definitely influencing this. Yeah, y'all can pick stuff.
Can I
Provided
roll
that it makes sense
D100
within
for a
the
random one?
constructs.
You
I'm
should,
sorry, what was it?
because that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, Faye has very little, so I guess I should roll first.
34. What do I get?
Get it?
A gas bomb. Sweet.
Yeah.
Which may force you to roll again to determine what kind of gas.
Yep. And Faye, when you look inside these constructs, when you actually take them apart, it does not seem that they're made solely from the stone. Like
It makes
Reuben
sense,
knows
yeah.
that they're going to be regenerated, but there's some kind of crystalline, maybe nano-cybernetic. It's not entirely obvious to you because you're impaired you're hindered. I mean, in understanding Numenera.
I
So it's
now
not
have
entirely clear
an
to Faye.
inability.
Oh, inability. That's right. That's right. Inability.
It's a smoke bomb.
Cool.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
It could have been poison.
Could have been a lot
Could've
of
been.
things.
Could have been lethal.
The other gases
That's
are
so
all so much
concerning.
cooler.
It's a little concerning that you're so disappointed. It could have been poison.
Could have been fear gas.
Amnesia gas, rage gas. Yeah.
I have just received I rolled on the Destiny table.
Ooh, yeah.
And
That's a good
received
choice.
a psychic defense nodule.
Yeah.
To go with your telepathy
Yes.
implant.
Yep.
Vet, stop talking to me.
Let me just plug this into your brain for you.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
And all these other gases are so much cooler.
Listen, if you're not happy, I can take it back.
I'll take it.
But yeah, sorry. Backtracking. Did I need to roll Ralph, or were we handling this narratively?
You have plenty of time. So, this is if you want to make it quick, you will roll.
Nope.
If you do not want to make it quick, like you want to take an hour or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
then you can just do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll it.
Okay. Yeah, no. We will definitely take an hour. But because it's bothering me, because I have a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff for this, I need to
Yep.
I need to roll this so you all see how good I am at this.
No, there's going to be plenty of opportunities
Oh,
as
sure.
we go on. But go ahead and do it now if you like.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Turning off the roll effort. This is without any effort. Because it would be 7, right?
Mhm.
Yep, okay.
Difficulty 7. Base difficulty is 7.
Hold on. What's that ticking?
Ooh, yeah.
Because I have an asset from Light Tools, and then I have Tool Aficionado, which drives it down again, and I'm specialized. This is nothing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
You
what I was
only
after.
barely beat it.
Oh yeah, but that's without me putting in any effort.
I see.
Yeah.
And one level of effort you could have done for
For
free.
free.
'Cause you have intellect edge 4, right? So
Yep.
you should definitely always count that.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw in and be like, this is what I do to a level
Right.
7. I bring it down to a 3 without even doing anything. Yeah. The question, and I'm totally cool passing out ciphers because I guess everybody should roll multiple times to reach their limit. So go ahead and do that. And we can figure out what artifacts I get out of this later if we want. Okay, cool.
Yeah, totally.
Can Blayse give Faye his roll, or
No, you have to take something up to your limit. I will make something for you if you prefer it like that.
but Blayse really doesn't want anything.
What about a potion made from the, innards?
That sounds less appetizing the more I think about it.
Like I've got the plans to make a rejuvenator. All right. And even you wouldn't complain about a rejuvenator.
He has one.
You can have another one. Like, and this is the entire time. Like Faye is pulling shit out of this. This is the back and forth.
Blayse is standing at the wall.
No.
You want this? No. What about this?
Not taking it.
When this world falls, all of that will be meaningless.
Yes, but right now the world is still here, bud. Where is this the one? There's a list that actually has both lists of ciphers on it. And I'm trying to remember where I saw it. It's somewhere in Destiny, because it lists them all out.
Yeah, 1 moment. Let's see. I will.
This is literally the only complaint I have about these books is the way the Numenera list is kind of distributed between a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's all...
Oh, okay, no, it's the crafting table that's in here.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, totally want to make them.
Yep, okay. Alright, so...
I got an infiltrator.
Ooh, cool.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yep. I'm totally okay with these. So I have a time dilation nodule, defensive. I have a disrupting nodule, which I think I may end up giving to somebody else because I think that goes on a weapon, and a force screen projector.
Yes.
And you said they're all level 7?
Yes.
Okay.
As a consequence of the time you've taken, you'd have to roll for a level if you did it quickly.
Okay.
But you can make sure that you can extract the maximum efficacy from these ciphers as a consequence of being very careful with these constructs.
Okay.
And that's also why you get to choose the artifacts. You'd be rolling to confirm that you got artifacts if you wanted to do it quickly.
Gotcha.
Gotten a harmony link.
Ooh, yeah.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
The other question was, will I be able to get iotum out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially with the time.
Cool.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Hakon would have given you things like this. If
Oh,
you had
sure.
Just talk to him. I don't know.
But
Nobody knows.
Yeah, because nobody has a melee weapon they use regularly, right?
Just the fists.
Just the
two.
fist. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Reuven has the wrist blade.
Oh, I have my shotgun. Oh, but that's not melee.
It
yeah,
has
you
to
don't
be.
really want to use things, right?
No, I don't.
Fair.
The fact that I got a smoke bomb is extra bad because having it as level 7 doesn't help.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't do anything for being higher level.
Yep. Yeah, so I have a disrupting nodule that I might take apart later then. Well, no, yeah. If you can use it, I'll hang on to it for you.
You wanna pick artifacts, or you wanna jamble them?
That was the thing I was going to chat with Ralph later. But hey, well, actually, let me reiterate, because I was concerned that I was like, I don't want to take up a bunch of time with this. But if everybody wants to be like, let's figure out artifacts, I'm totally down to do that. Okay,
Totally cool with me.
Okay.
Not a problem.
We can. I always feel like we could do it on screen if we're just rolling on the table.
Mhm.
But if we're gonna pick, then maybe we do that off camera.
Oh yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm cool rolling. I like that.
It's up to you.
Especially since we're kind of.
Feels more old school.
All right. So would you
I
say
like rolling for them.
two?
Yeah.
Two? You said.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Yes, 2.
First up,
2 level.
there's
2
one.
level 7 artifacts.
There's a couple here that I'm like, I would love this, but
There's some good stuff.
so I'm going to roll
You can choose
once.
either of the tables that you want to roll.
I'm going to roll
So-
once on Destiny and once on Discovery.
That sounds good.
That's it. First up on the Discovery book, 60. The Needler. Let's go read what that does.
Damn neat.
Oh, that's fun. I almost bought one.
Mhm.
As an artifact?
Or what was no?
Oh, though you may actually get this. This is kind of right up your alley. This device projects a single needle, no damage, a spray of needles, 1 point of damage, or a wide spray of needles, no damage, but affects everyone within the immediate area, user's choice. In each case, the needles can affect anyone within long range, very long range if the artifact is level 5 or higher, check.
Okay.
The needles can be poisoned, at which point, in which case, even those who don't take damage must make a might defense roll to avoid being poisoned. It is a rapid fire weapon and thus can be used with the spray or arc spray abilities that some characters have, ignoring rounds of ammo cost, and not requiring additional depletion rolls for using it as a rapid fire weapon. However, every time you use it, you have to roll depletion, which is a d20 roll, and it depletes on a 1. Which, if I remember correctly, reduces its level.
I
Can't remember what depletion does.
Oftentimes it means that the next time you use it, it stops working. But let me.
That's right.
confirm.
Yeah, I knew it gave you some kind of warning on it.
Yeah,
See?
I think.
I like this a lot because I might reshuffle that.
Yeah, it's his last work.
Oh.
Yep, last time. What was that, Ash?
A trick of the trade for the tier. I can take the ability to make really good poisons.
Oh yeah,
There you go. So
Yep.
that sounds
We're
like
both
that'll
neither.
probably be yours. But Ralph,
and it
if
does say 1d6 for the level, but we're putting it at 7.
7.
Yeah. In this case, it's not really going to matter for anything,
Mhm.
so that's part of the reason why.
Should I roll on the artifact quirk table?
Yes,
That sounds fun. I don't know what that
this is
means.
a good time.
Actually, Ash, since you're going to get the Needler, and I hope everybody is having horrific thoughts about the Halo Needler, by the way.
I loved it. That was my weapon of choice.
Yeah.
No ways. Roll D100, and I will tell you what it does.
It's
As
the
I
most
take over the
frustrating weapon
GM
to
chair
use.
for a minute.
Go right ahead.
I appreciate it. 70.
70.
Perfect.
Is it fun?
Drains mental energy. 2 points of intellect damage.
Oh, cool. On my opponents?
I'm pretty sure it means when
Or
you
on-
use it.
No!
Happens when you activate it.
That's awful.
Where is this table?
It is 290.
I have
Right on.
defense versus mental assaults.
So,
You do. That
um,
might help you.
Does that apply to this thing trying to suck my brain out?
Let me see
it's actually very appropriate for the lady who can read minds and stuff. Now, bear in
Yeah.
mind, you have made this reaction, but everybody, we need to double check, because this is Ash we're talking about. If it had been a 71, however, it would cause animals to flee from it. Would that be worse?
Yes, I have my little companion pet.
Bye, Trash Griffin.
Mm-hmm. All right, so to the Destiny table. Artifacts. Rolling a D100. 79. I know what this is. It's called the stability spike, and I hate it.
Like a immovable rod.
Yes, sort of. Oh wait, no, that's not the one I was thinking of. This one is even less useful. Well, it's less useful for traveling adventurers. Ahem. A 6 foot tall, 2 meters for everybody else, collapsible metal tripod with a center tube that extends a spike into the earth when deployed. It takes 2 rounds to assemble and set up this device. Once set up, it requires an action to activate and then another action for the powered internal spike to penetrate the ground. It can basically bust through anything except for force fields, based on level.
Okay.
When activated, this device stabilizes the ground and any structures built on the ground within a very long range for 1 hour. This reduces shaking, swaying, vibration, potentially keeping a tower or buildings caught in an earthquake from collapsing. If deployed to protect from ranked earthquake or stuff, it reduces the rank of that threat by 100. So that's something that that Faye may end up tearing apart later.
Yeah.
But
I can think of a reason to have that in the
right,
future.
considering how much you've told me, hey, don't get rid of those community perks that the right has.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. I mean, I will scope the story differently if you do, and I'm totally okay with
Yeah.
that.
The question. Oh, never mind. There's a specific spot that says artifacts. I'm going to put this there then.
Ooh, beans.
And then I'm also going to roll on the correct table.
Hell yeah.
Because I really want a really weird. Perfect. I love it. It gets
annoyingly warm.
It gets annoyingly warm. Doesn't do any damage. The next one down is dangerously warm and does do damage. This one's just weirdly warm to touch. And all I can imagine is, for it being made, being a stability spike, it's made of the stone material, the same as within the golems, and it's got this like it's
fleshy material.
right, so it's slightly warm, and it's like, is this alive?
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Balls of the marshmallow cake.
Yes.
Feels like a torso. It's good.
Is that the
More
right
words
one?
that make Drew. Yeah. I mean, I think so. The candy. Yeah.
I think that was.
Mhm. Oh yeah, the song. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Eventually, at the pinnacle of music, remixed into a Captain Jack song for DDR.
Oh yeah.
and then what do we need to do about Iotum, or is that something we'll just handle off screen?
Yeah. Let's handle off screen.
Can do. In that case, yeah.
You're gonna get at least 1 point of item per construct, but it might be more than that.
Gotcha.
Because you have time. So if you have something in mind, I'm open to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to look over because I've got quite a few plans, and yeah.
Yes, exactly. And I'd like to support that. Hence why I'm leaving it at 1 minimum.
Cool. But yeah, so Faye looks up and goes, all right, so what's everybody... Oh.
Yeah. So now that the important things are handled,
Right.
what are we doing?
Ruben's over here in the thinker pose. Blayse is guarding the door that is locked solid.
The door that is not a door anymore.
Right. The door that is a wall. And Vet is eyeing up the needler that I just passed her.
Yeah, I was like
So good.
just chilling on the floor trying to relax. But yes, need the stats on this needler. What is it?
If you want to check, it's on. I mean, that's. Oh my gosh, I just on this page.
Like 299 or something.
Yeah,
Nailed it,
it's
sir.
299. That's exactly right.
It could have been a nano needler.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so trying to focus in and think about the right things
Yes. Cool.
while petting the boy.
That's right. Sounds good. Oh yeah. He's feeling better now. You know that announcing words kind of focuses what's said.
Right.
Like in the way that if you knew what somebody was saying, who the person was, and what secret was expressed, you might be able to talk to them in order to get them to say it again, right?
So Reuben, just sort of staring dead ahead into space, says, "So you journey now to the Unfollows."
You hear an audible silence. You know how that works, right? That oxymoronic phrase,
Yep.
paradoxical phrase. And then you hear, "It will work, Hakon."
What proof do you have?
Your arm. I showed you. That was the prototype. And now mine. It does the same. And then you hear a conversation. In
Like, so
place.
you have to like try and guess what my next line is, or
No, you don't. No. That was enough to get started. So you hear a conversation between two people, which you are able to discern are Elkanah and Hakon after they start referring to each other by name.
Right.
Even though you, excuse me,
had a pretty good
You-
guess.
exactly. It's not hard for you to assess that. The names and the references, and even though you haven't heard their voices before, it becomes rather distinct and clear to you that this is the case. And to summarize, so that I don't invoke the trope of a GM playing two characters talking to
Talking
each
to
other.
themselves.
for a very
Oh,
long
it's so bad.
This is what you understand. Elkanah found some way to unlock the stellar powers of Tronic Amber. Faye replicated the stellar compass or whatever that device is. It's in Hakon's cybernetic arm, and that was the first thing, which allowed you to like connect to stars and figure out where stars are or where they used to be. Elkanah created something that was going to allow her to draw stellar power somehow. And she asserts that being at the Omphalos is where you need to be in order to focus it highly. Because this is what she mentions about the Omphalos in Reminder to Hakon, that it functions kind of like a telescope in that, what's the right way to put this? At moonrise on Sirius conjunction, you can see the heavens from the Omphalos. So like a portal directly up. Any light pollution is gone. Even though this is the desert, you see this very clearly as though this is a high-powered telescope. And there's some way by which you can find things. You would likely assume, based on what she is saying, that she can target the area where those stars were, based on the conjunction of the Omphalos, and that somehow she's going to be able to use the stellar power. Hakon seems absolutely resistant to her doing this because he says there's going to be catastrophic effects on the area and perhaps on the whole world. He thinks this is super foolish. It's not clear exactly what his reasons for that are, because he's worried about expressing. It seems like he's worried about expressing that within the Mirrored Sepulchre. It seems like he doesn't want to say exactly what that is, right? But he says to her, "You know what will happen if you do this," and she says it's worth the risk. They reinforce this, right? Back and forth. Hakon says he doesn't want to have anything to do with her anymore and consider herself not excommunicated, but exiled from his estate, right? He can't excommunicate her from the Aeon Priests, right? But he says, consider yourself no longer a guest. That's how he phrases it. Consider yourself no longer a guest of my estate, which means no more patronage here. You have to find some other clave where you're going to be a priest. And then you hear her like reassure Good Boy, who's like whining in the background a little bit. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. This will work. We'll have what we want. You also hear her reference where the Omphalos is a little bit, right? Yeah, so it's going to be easier for you to find it.
Excellent.
Yep. That's what you hear.
I'm going to posit a theory, both from myself and that I think also that Ruben would come up with.
Sure.
Is that Hakon would be that, I guess, and maybe the like location of the Omphalos knowledge factors into this, or you can tell me otherwise. But
Sure, good.
that it's close enough to where we are that Hakon doesn't know how far the amber veins essentially go, and that activating all of the stellar power close to this giant underground stash of amber is potentially exceedingly dangerous.
That's a reasonable assumption. Like you gathering, I'll say, out of character, right? Like that's a reasonable impression. There's other details, right? But assuming what Hakon is thinking, Hakon's operating from the precautionary principle.
Right.
He's like, there's no way you can know enough about what's going to happen if you try and harness all this tronic amber for whatever her purpose is, whatever her goal is, right? Yeah, I think operating under that assumption is completely reasonable.
Cool.
He's like, don't do this. People will be harmed, right? And that's another thing I should reinforce. In the context of this conversation, there might be some other aspects of his character we don't know that hasn't been established, right? But in the context of this conversation, he seems to be arguing against it primarily because a lot of people are going to get hurt and it's dangerous.
That's a surprise.
So, yeah.
I
This is
mean,
what Ruben hears. No one else hears it yet. But
Right.
yes, it could be a surprise. Indeed.
for Blayse and Faye, it'll be like, what?
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah. And you know, it could be just this context, right? Like he might be dependent upon the labor, but
Right.
it definitely only sounds like he's worried about how people are going to die.
Oh, my serfs.
Yeah.
How will they provide
Right?
service to me?
That could be it, right? But in this specific circumstance, he's only pleading that you will kill a lot of people and they don't deserve to die for your hubris.
Just wondering now, like, did she fail? Because a lot of people haven't died.
Yeah, what happened? Might have to go to the Omphalos to see that.
Yep.
Seems like that was your destination.
Yeah, I think Ruben collects himself from all of the things that are going on, and yeah, I think I didn't explicitly say it, and I don't have them in my head, but like sort of the part of the secret was sort of let this be a record that wife's name and
Yeah.
child's name existed.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It will.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then sort of like extending a hand down to Vet, like, hey, you ready to go?
I'd really like to sleep. But yeah, let's go to the desert. To the Omphalos.
Got an idea where it is. And then we like come out of this ellipsis room and find or elliptical room, not an ellipsis room. That would be very strangely shaped.
A room that just
Just 3P.
Three pillars in a void of
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending you just sort of implied, right?
Yeah.
yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. A room that just sort of
Come out and just see Blayse standing there very stoically, and and Faye just like ripping apart these constructs, just like throwing things to people. Like, here you go, and putting it in piles. Like, yeah, Reuven.
And I just want to draw the contrast because you guys are sounding like you've been like breathing heavy and you worked out, and like Blayse is like, I can keep going. He's kind of unfazed by the recent physical activity that you guys have used.
And
I love it.
Reuven looks tired, but not distraught as they did during the fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Jeez.
There's just like one like big like golden tear still like hooked up in some of the scales on his face, on their
Cool.
face. It's not working its way because
Yeah.
it's not smooth. It doesn't just run down real fast. It's got to work through all the little.
Oh yeah. Totally. That's it.
When's the last time you thought about dragons crying, chat?
Regularly, I'm a DM.
I don't think anybody does, considering most lizards don't have tear glands.
Dragons are not
It's
lizards. Do
magic.
not.
Yeah, I know. Just like they have mammary glands in many depictions.
Oh god.
Don't get me started.
We're
on that.
not.
Listen,
We're
I'm an
not bringing
entomologist.
that up. Yeah.
The number of anthropomorphic moths that have mammary glands, I'm just like, y'all are just. I'm gonna hit you with a bat.
You've
I mean,
brought
Yep.
into the
not
existence the theory of snilk.
Yep. Yep.
It's like playing Elder Scrolls. I have to like physically restrain myself from thinking about Argonians because I just get so
Yep.
angry.
Yes.
Angry.
Yes.
That's the universal feeling.
Yeah, we all feel angry when we think about the lusty Argonian
Argonian
maid.
maids. Yeah. If you don't understand, we'll explain when you're older.
Yeah. Woof. All right.
All right. So yeah, if anyone else wants to share a secret or listen in on secrets or there's other information, you all can try. It's up to you. Reuven would probably be willing to explain that to you, and I'm happy to dispense with an in-character info dump and just say that if Reuven desires, Reuven can share all the information.
Yeah.
as
They
actually is.
share everything besides their secret.
Cool.
And then sort of they just walk. I think they walk up and just be like, because they're like decently built, but Blayse is like big, right? At least tall. I know they're like sort of lithe and athletic, but still rather a large human being. Yes.
Yeah, not physically imposing huge muscles like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's more
Right.
lean and dexterous and graceful.
Sure. For the context of this scene, and it can be very like in the way that like anime and like cartoons are shown, where the proportions get really weird sometimes, but like it's just this like Reuven just feeling a little bit tired and spent, and just being like, can you move? You're in the way.
Okay.
And then they walk up and just like put a hand on the door wall
Opens.
thing.
Yeah,
And
it
it
starts
opens
starts
up.
rising as it closed. Just
Hey.
version of that closed. Yep, did it right.
Is it only let me out, or everybody gets out?
Everybody gets out. It doesn't close
Okay.
after you.
All
Yeah.
Okay, you just have
the
to give
sharing
the
of a
secret open.
yes. Yes, exactly. Ash, you need an unlock. You had to share a secret, one secret, true personal secret. And after Reuven did that, it means that Reuven can open the door, and then everyone can escape. Just it returns to the same shape it was before. And then he's constructor in some kind of dismantled form on the ground.
Like,
And when you do that, the sound goes away again. Same effect. Yeah.
Interesting.
Go ahead, Drew.
Oh, I was just going to mention these constructs are fully pulled apart. Like it's an autopsy. Yeah. Like I was gone for 10 minutes and like Faye's pulling heavy duty like electrician gloves off. Yeah. So
I like to imagine that Faye was using some odd, seemingly strange parts out of his pack, right? Like people might have seen like a tinker's pack, right? That people didn't know the function of. And then when they see the artifact or the ciphers that he acquired from the salvaged constructs, it makes more sense, right? Like you're taking parts off the construct and fitting it into things that you have. Like maybe you want to shoot something, right? Well, you need a handle for that, the trigger, and you have a means to allow for that.
yeah, because I don't imagine that we are literally pulling the ciphers themselves out of the bodies. It's just this thing plus this thing, and there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You know what to do. You're right. Cool. All right. Door opens. What's the plan?
To the desert.
Okay. To the
Leave
desert.
quietly.
All right. Cool. Yep.
Very quietly. Yes. Reiterate.
Mhm.
Good boy. Again. Quiet time.
So you
That's
get
the
it
way
with
it understands.
Paul is scared.
You're scared, Paw.
That's right. So you leave the Mirrored Sepulchre and go back into the Mirthless Mines. Getting dust again. And where do you want to exit? Do you want to try and go back to where you were before? Like exit into the desert? Or do you want to go into Sirio?
Whatever. If I know where the Unfollows is, or
Yeah.
generally whatever
Mhm.
is faster.
Okay, it's faster to go through Serial.
Okay.
And when we present ourselves in Syria, we can get cleaned,
Yeah.
right?
De-dusted.
One
Yeah.
one de-dusting, please. Don't want
Yes,
to get
that's
thrown
right.
over a waterfall, please.
Yeah, you'd walk up and the guards say the same thing. Halt, no dust may be brought in the cereal, and you're all like, yeah, please. And they're like, all right. Okay.
Give us the old scrub down.
So you get exfoliated again, magnetically exfoliated, whatever the process is, right? It's kind of hard to discern. But yeah, shakes out everything off. The dust is gone. And they seem a little surprised that you're exiting from the mines, because who goes into the mines anymore, right?
Right.
Why would you do that? It's a waste of time. And yeah, you can head anywhere you want. If you want to get supplies for the desert in Syrio before you head out there,
we
you
do
know
already?
that it's going to... Sorry, go ahead.
We did that already.
Oh, you had plenty. That's right. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can walk out of Syrio and into the desert. You know that the journey is going to be a little challenging. You know where the Omphalos is, but you also know that the Omphalos requires a little bit of effort to locate without trouble. So what I mean by this is you have plenty of time to get there. However, it might be tiring. You might encounter certain challenges if you're unable to do this. So you can all work together on this. Now that you know where the Omphalos is, this is only a difficulty 6 task in order to make your way across the desert to it. Be an intellect task.
Intellect.
Find your way across.
Could
Find your route.
I use the spyglass I have as an asset?
Yes. Help you see ahead. Indeed. Part of the issue is in this part of the desert, find the Omphalos. There are winds and things and challenging formations. So the spyglass is going to make it so it's much easier for you to survey the terrain.
So it's an int 6 task?
Yes.
Does anybody else have other assets? Or should we just roll separately?
I mean,
You can
technically,
collaborate.
yeah.
There are assets you can use.
Technically, for me, if a tool gives me with a non-combat task does not provide me an asset, I get an asset anyways, just because I come up with unique and interesting ways to. So
Use it.
if it is a-okay with Ralph, Faye looks over at the spyglass and goes, walks over, tinkers, smacks it, adjusts, adds all sorts of extra little, balancers and stuff like that, and then hands it back to Vet, and just like with a shake
You
of
just
his
have
head.
you just put 3 cogs on the side of it, and now it's a +1.
Right, correct.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, this cost me 50 golds. Do not break my spyglass.
I had to pay 50 shins for this.
Do you know
Don't ruin it.
Do you know how easily I could fix that? Like,
It costs
dude.
50 shins, and you've only got 2.
Technically, I have 25 now that you mentioned. I hadn't looked.
I'm also for my last what was it? The tier up.
Mhm.
I took skilled in my perception.
Great.
Specialized that one.
Cool.
Cool.
That's awesome.
It seems like a very doable roll then.
Yep.
So it's 6. The asset makes it 5.
Mhm.
I have specialized. Does that reduce the difficulty by 2?
Yes, it does.
And then with my tool aficionado, does that increase the value of the asset?
Sure.
So it's difficulty 2.
Yeah.
If it's difficulty 2 and I have edge 2, do I just do it?
No, you mean effort to? Or edge? So the edge is a subsidy on the cost, right? So it's difficulty 2, so it's T and 6. If you wanted to spend 2 points of effort, then yes, it would be difficulty 0, and you would do it automatically.
But you would have to spend.
You
from
still
your
would have
pool.
to spend the points. Yes, exactly.
I think I'm
If
just
that's
gonna
what you
roll.
meant.
Oh, I made it go away.
There you
Look
go.
at that.
Not a problem.
There we go. Cool. So you're able to make your way across the desert without too much trouble. You have plenty of supplies. It takes you some time. This is in a rather vacant area where the winds kind of kick up. And the sand is somewhat loose. So as you're moving across dunes, it gets harder and harder. Until you notice what looks like an area that is maybe still, right? You don't see wind blowing across it. Seems peculiar. Vet's like looking across as you're all moving and being really careful. Vet spies a sight that seems strangely not filled with blowing sand and dust. So you go ahead.
I was going to say, is there a spot where I can interject and nudge Blayse a bit?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right
Because, there was a fight, and Faye's used to
Mhm.
seeing Blayse fight, and admittedly, usually it's just Faye and Blayse, and Reuven was here, and Vet helped, and,
Mhm.
Faye kind of sidles up to Blayse as I think the two of them are taking directions from Vet, right?
Mhm.
And says, not tough enough?
It was distinctly unsatisfying.
Should
I wanted him to say, just gonna get real.
should we tell Reuven to not get hit next time, and you're the one supposed to get hit? Is that
I don't know that that's a reasonable request to
That sounds like a great plan.
make.
Yeah,
because
if you could really step up your game a little bit and not let me get squinched, that'd be ideal, honestly.
do you
I don't know if you like checked the blood spatter on the wall, but like that got some distance.
because I mean you dismantled them very well, and it was a wonderful display.
Thank you.
They would have utterly destroyed us.
It just feels unsatisfying.
Okay.
Maybe we can use the bat later.
Yeah. Okay.
Reuben just like stops in their tracks and lets Blayse catch up, and then just like pokes him right in the heart. It's like sometimes the only place where satisfaction can come from within.
Oh no, you haven't. We need to talk about the bat.
The bat?
The
We
bat.
mentioned it last time.
Hmm?
We mentioned it last time.
Right, yeah. The bat. But well, because I wasn't sure if we determined whether or not Reuven and Vet had used the bat before. Yeah. It's like, okay. Let me explain. Do we have a minute here? Yeah, I think this is fine. All right, hang on.
We're like mostly out of breath in the desert and winds and sand, but yeah, we can talk.
Yeah.
So let's say this then, as you're having this conversation, right? You
Mhm.
interject. You're walking forward and trudging across the sand. You notice suddenly that the ground is stable, and you are shocked because once you've gotten past the threshold, you notice that the sand is this color of blue and gold, mixed kind of faint weirdness, and the air faintly glitters. It's cool and moist, and the wind is still like the core of the earth. Feel as though you have been in the most atmospherically stable place you've ever been in before. And it's the dimensions of maybe 100 meters in diameter. So big enough for you to, set up a little wagon train, right? If you were to circle the wagons.
Right.
Mm.
Or you want to have play some games there. It's not tiny, but it would have been hard to recognize very close.
Mm-hmm.
So, and because of how well you did in moving across and the information you got from the Mirrored Sepulchre, you know that moonrise is in about an hour. So you can sit down and plan. You can do lots of stuff. You can take a recovery. You can also continue with the role play.
Right.
I'm gonna do a recovery.
Yeah.
Which actually, question, DM. Does this count as recovery for Blayse?
Bad
You know, that's a
minimum.
good question.
Ooh.
Oh.
And you get to add +1 to that because
Excellent.
you're next to me.
Yeah.
I don't get to add a +1 because it is from my
Mm,
calming
right.
presence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I know exactly how to put a pin in this, Craig. Like, we step across this threshold, and it's like, Faye looks around and says, okay, Moonrise is in an hour. We're going to resolve all this. If you still don't feel properly challenged, we'll get out the bat.
Okay.
I don't know that we will see an actual combative physical challenge here, but it's
I know. but
Actually,
we can always
do-
hope.
Do you just want me to shoot you?
hang on.
I'll poison you if
like,
you want.
like, listen,
I'm
hang
gonna
on.
let-
Blaze is in the middle of dropping into a combat stance when Faye goes, "Oh, hang on."
Like with my little buzzer, it's
Fireballs
just,
at you.
it just shoots little razor discs. You want to try to dodge them?
Actually, okay. I thought you meant the needler. I mean,
No.
that's probably okay. But later we'll
The buzzer hurts more than the needler. I haven't actually poisoned it, so
that's fair. But the needler runs out. Like,
the needler might die. So yeah.
But yeah.
So you see Good Boy. Once you get across it, stand alert. You know what dogs do, right? When they notice something significant.
Yep.
And he sniffs the air.
Mhm.
And then he walks to the center of it.
Mhm.
And he walks around and he lays down. And he puts his head on his paws. And he says, "Remember?
Familiar?
Mhm.
Familiar."
Okay.
That's good.
Okana was here. Yes.
Good boy was here.
Good boy was here, yeah.
Good. Elkanah was here. Good Boy was here. I miss no, he says, Good Boy misses Elkanah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
His tail flops once or twice and he closes his eyes.
I'm just gonna sit
He's
down
like,
and pet
"No."
the dog.
That's a recovery action for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You want to do that? If y'all
I
pick
know
Good
every
Boy,
time
you
I
get
sit down
plus
and
one
pet
in
my dog for an
recovery.
hour, I definitely recover some intellect points.
Definitely. Yeah, if you want to spend your time petting Good Boy, you can get plus one in recovery.
I'll take my 1 extra point.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, in this particularly serene place, petting a dog, you're all sitting around. It's a really nice scene.
Reuven does wonder aloud if it's like, is it serene because of the Omphalos or because of what she did?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, if Good Boy was
It's
here,
almost like she like glassed this place potentially.
right? But if Good Boy was here with Elkanah, well, I guess it's true. She could have done a thing and then come and visited the site.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I want to kind of just like check out the area around us because this is certainly weird.
Yeah, it's real weird.
Having my
There-
assess danger and
Anything
whatnot.
living here?
I'm sorry, is there anything living here? No. It's hard packed sand. It
Yeah.
doesn't it's not glass, but it seems fused somehow.
Right.
Like you can tell it's sand. It has the like feel a density of sand, right? Like you're jumping on it, but like somehow like it was glued together or something is going on, so
But
whatever
no, like,
happened.
Not even like insects, small lizards,
Yeah,
nothing.
there's nothing inside of it.
Okay.
Like it does not smell sterile
Mhm.
or aseptic, right?
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't smell like there's no fungus or bacteria in the air, but it's incredibly still. There's nothing inside of it. No insects walking across. And you would even also notice that If like a desert beetle, like a tenebrion, comes crawling over the sand, and it reaches over the threshold, it quickly turns back around, like it doesn't want to be there. Sorry, what was that, Ash?
I have skills for like assessing danger and such.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, because the sand is the wrong color. Did you say there were like motes in the air?
The air faintly glitters.
Yeah.
Sure.
What would-
It is difficulty 5 in order to assess danger about the place.
Okay, and I have a trained skill, so that makes it a 4.
Mhm.
With 2 int edge, it would be 3, 1, 1 to apply them.
You mean
The
for
cost?
effort?
Yeah.
If you wanted to play effort, it would be from the total cost. So, if you want to apply 3 levels of effort, is that what you're saying?
I was trying to see what the total would be. It's
Yeah.
only
If you apply 3 levels of effort, it's 7. So you'd reduce it by 2, so it'd be 5. Because edge applies to the total, not to each level. Of
okay.
effort.
So if I only put 2, it'll cost me 4.
Let's see. If you put 2 and you have 2 edge, it would cost you 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first level is 3. Everything
Mhm.
after that is 2.
Yep.
And then you find a total and just subtract your edge.
It also does that there at the bottom. Ooh, that 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's uncertain to you if this is a dangerous place. Nothing stands out to you immediately. I would suggest it is, but you're not entirely sure.
I am uncomfortable.
That makes sense to me.
Is there a stone? It's just like a flat, empty space,
Yes.
or is there? Okay, so there's not just like a big obelisk or something
No.
that we'd understand as like the thing.
Nope.
Theoretically, we could be like on top of the thing.
That's
Right.
right. Mhm. I will say this though.
I guess I don't have much time to do with like much because I am taking my 1 hour.
That's right.
If you want to
Recovery.
verbalize something, Faye is not taking an hour
Okay.
recovery, so
There's Blayse.
Cool.
Reuven wonders if we're like on top of a gigantic pillar in the sand.
okay.
Mm.
And that's because
If you can like find an edge or something.
that was Drew and
Interesting.
Faye's next
Yeah.
plan was to head to the center of this circle, which is
Oh, I meant like find the edge and see if you can like dig some sand out around the hard pack.
no, I got where you were going
Yeah,
with it.
Yeah.
For Faye, he's going to the center and
That's where
digging
Good Boy is.
right, and because that's where Good Boy is, he's gonna dig
Mm.
around there because if his brain this is radiating out from a thing, so he's
Yeah.
going to that center to dig down
Makes
to
sense.
see if he can find something.
Cool. It is difficulty 10 to make an inscription in the sand.
Ooh, okay, challenge accepted.
Go right ahead.
Now, I'm not saying that obviously this is Numenera, but I mean something funky is going on here. Would that
Weird
count
stuff
as?
happening.
Yeah. Would that fit into salvaging Numenera?
No.
No. Okay.
Can I punch
I
you?
have this one trick pony thing here. Okay.
You can try and punch it. Yeah.
Oh, actually, it's a difficulty 10 might. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Screw it.
you can get close.
Because with
Blayse can potentially hit it. If that's something you want to do.
Nope.
Yep. Just bounces off.
So
And it feels weird. It feels like you hit hard packed sand and you weren't able to make an impression. It does not feel like you hit like a pillar of steel, right? It doesn't feel like you hit an I-beam and or hit concrete and hurt your fists, right? You punched it as hard as you can if you were trying to punch it hard, and it just didn't do anything.
Okay. So Blayse is lumbering up and doing some mutters. Unless you want to do something first.
Yeah, I mean, like at the initial, like, oh yeah, let me just dig some stuff up. This isn't moving. Okay, so Faye goes and pulls out some tools, which I imagine a digging tool would be an appropriate asset.
Yeah.
Right. Then with tool aficionado, it counts as 2.
Yep.
So that brings it down to 8, and then I'm putting in 2 effort with
6.
no edge.
Yeah, there we go.
And that's just a might.
Fuck off.
Fantastic.
That's
Great.
the second time you've done that.
I know.
That's wonderful. What do you want?
Incredible.
I mean,
unless are you intending this to be an attack, or do you want it to be an action where you're trying to like?
I mean, this is him legitimately full on investigating. He is like
great
working through some of this. Yeah.
Major effect. Tell me what you want it to be.
I mean, my plan is if he, I want a clue.
Cool. You scrape enough away to see what looks like unoxidized tronic amber.
Oh. Not saying that we're standing on a bomb, but there's a lot of tronic amber underneath us. I'm assuming this whole area.
Look for the best. You can use your new toy then, huh?
Well, you start feeling a little vibration
Oh.
once you've exposed some of it.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Should we
So
move?
your makeshift stellar compass seems to have responded to something. If you want to pull it out and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I baited. I definitely didn't have it. I think it's.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, Reuven had it. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, 'cause
Oh, sorry,
navigation
I thought that faded. Yeah, so Reuven, if you pull it out or you look at it, it is pointing directly up, or not directly. It is pointing. This is how it works. It looks like it's
87
pointing-
degrees. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And as the time progresses, it's getting closer and closer
Reuven
to
just
directly
standing
above
there,
you.
like,
Yep. Yeah. And you feel a strong pull as you're holding it above.
Okay.
You also feel that that somehow the tronic amber beneath is energetically connected through your body to it.
Oh.
Like when you're over that exposed section, perhaps you're connecting a circuit to the device you have in your hand.
All right.
Yeah.
So long as we don't ground it, we're okay.
Yeah, like, should you not be holding it then? I don't. This is all out of my wheelhouse, and I am
No, it's.
uncomfortable.
I have an inability. I found the thing. Now I'm relying on Rufin.
Yeah.
Can potentially make a understanding Numenera check to
Yes. Go right ahead.
figure out what to do, how to proceed, how to
Sure.
keep
Go right
myself
ahead.
safe.
Yep. Mhm.
What's
We can also just let the time pass, and I'll tell you what happens at moonrise. But go ahead. It's it is let's see. You're just trying to get a clue, like what's going on.
Yeah, what it's responding to, a vague idea of what might happen when this like sort of circuit happens.
Okay. When moonrise happens, you're standing directly above. Okay. I'd say for that, it's only difficulty 6.
Okay.
It's challenging to understand, but not impossible, especially based on the circumstances. You've acquired enough information. There you go. Fantastic.
17.
Nice.
Ah, dang.
This is what you know is going to happen. Okay. You're holding that. You stand in the center of the Omphalos over exposed tronic amber when moonrise occurs, and conjunction is in its formal position, right? You will hold in your hands the power of the stars.
The power of a sun in the palm of his hand.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yep. And you, however, this is one thing. You don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, whatever this stellar compass or what it's supposed to do, right? You heard that conversation between Hakon and Elkanah, and some details of it make more sense now that you're standing here. It seems that there is something voluntary you can do with it, and there's also an involuntary part. And it's hard to know exactly how that's going to function. However, you know that it isn't necessarily a death sentence. So you know you're not going to explode when moonrise occurs.
Okay.
You just know that there's going to be an activation of something. Something's going to get harnessed.
There is a significant portion of Reuven's thought process that goes into, if I phase walk at the exact right moment, can I go back?
Holy shit. Awesome.
I'm about to
That's
roll
a
a new
great
character.
thought.
Yeah, say join us next episode where Chris will be playing a
that's
new
great
character.
thought. I would
Yeah.
like to finish up the Omphalos scene before the episode ends, if that's
Mhm.
okay. I think it would be a good cliffhanger. So I just want to make sure, is there anything else you all want to do before moonrise occurs? 'Cause that's a great thought, Chris. You can keep going with that.
I'm just hunkered down on the ground, petting this dog and trying not to flip the fuck out.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
Gotcha.
Faye is humming, gonna take you for a ride.
He's just saying with his fists on his hips, like, this is going to be a challenge, and you just sort of feel it coming.
Yeah.
And he's like, bring it on.
All right.
Yeah, I think with a few seconds to spare, Reuven just says, "This won't kill me."
Yes. I love it. All right. So this is what happens. Reuven thinks that as moonrise approaches, holding the compass, being in position to perhaps utilize what it is deriving from the Tronic Amber, you see the heavens emerge. Like, have any of you seen an eclipse, a total eclipse? You have seen it. Okay, gotcha. So when I saw it in 2017, it was incredible, right? So the moonrise is approaching. So as it occurs, the moon rises. You see it coming over the horizon. It is night. The sunset was beautiful, by the way, from this vantage point on top of the Tronic Amber in the middle of the desert with still air. Reuven has in their hand the compass, and if it's okay with you, I would imagine that perhaps you're seated with everyone else in the center as opposed to standing up away, because I don't know why you'd stand up for so long. But perhaps holding the stellar compass in their hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone around. Moonrise occurs. You see the heavens distinctly, and you're able to see an image, almost higher resolution than what you saw in the planetarium. What Borna showed you in that room, because this is real, and you believe that you are somehow seeing the stars, and you're seeing into the distance this area, this system, where there were once 2 stars and there is now only 1. And that stellar compass starts humming. You see a dull glow beneath you, coming out of the pillar, which you wouldn't be seeing if Faye hadn't excised some of the sand and exposed it. You hear a hum, and Good Boy's ears perk up, and his hackles rise, and he looks at the compass, and then he moves in front of Reuven, and he says, "If scared, paw." And he takes out his paw, and he puts it on the stellar compass, and then his eyes go wide, and he starts disappearing. And as you watch, he goes somewhere. And then you all go somewhere.
Okay.
And I'll tell you where you go next time.
Woo! Yeah, no, chat, don't worry. I had no fear because Ralph knows I would come at him with a knife if something was to happen to an animal. We can kill all the humans we want, you leave the animals alone.
All the adult humans.
Yeah, all the adult humans, thank you.
Don't worry. You know how I feel.
Yep.
I much prefer if nobody dies, it's all slapstick,
Yep.
right?
I know, I was about to be like, oh, he's going to go be with Elkanah where she went, and then we'll get stuck here, but we will have sent him on his way to
Yep.
reunite them.
Nope, we get to go along too.
That's good too.
Yep. Oh boy.
We'll see what happens next time on Numenera Rising Helix. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll have such a good time playing with folks, cracking jokes, telling stories. Appreciate you all for listening. I think we're going to get in some real serious hijinks. And also, I will just warn you that as we all players here discussed ahead of time, this might go into a more episodic format in order to fit the kind of story we're trying to tell for what's happening. So don't be surprised if the succeeding episodes after this one feel a bit different than the ones that you've seen so far. So, all right, any last words, coolness from y'all?
Join us on Discord, www.ytendo.space. If you want to support us on Patreon, that's patreon.com/Occultists Anonymous. Like, subscribe, leave comments. We do read, I read all the comments, and then the good ones I pass on to them. If you leave bad comments, I just delete them.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, there's the one guy who showed up and complained about the rookery and said we got too political, in an episode where we talked about punching Nazis.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for outing yourself. Bye.
That is one of the features of our society is the asshats often self-identifying.
Yep.
Which is just great. That's awesome.
Self-report.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
All right.
join us next time for more Nazi punching adventures.
Indeed. All right.
Everybody.
Stay curious, everybody.
Bye.